Hi everyone, this is Sandra. Welcome back to my channel. So as you can see, I am creating my July bullet journal spread. This is going to be a tropical leaf theme, and I get to showcase my new zebra Mildliner brush pens. I'm making the palm fronds here, and I find that with a brush pen it is super easy to get these and to kind of make a very palm frondy look. So I also added some banana leaves and some other tropical leaves to my spread. So this is my cover page for the month of July, and I thought it would look really cool. I have seen this done before, but I tried to put my own spin on it by just kind of pulling it out of my head and making an arrangement that I thought would look really, really cool. And so you can see that I've added some of these leaves. I tried not to go crazy with the different types. I only wanted a few just to kind of make it a main page cover page, if that makes sense. So the first brush pen that I used was actually the mild green from the Cool and Refined set, but it is the brush pen. And as for my Sakura Pigma Micron, this was the actual, not the micron, like not the fine liner, but the PN, so the plastic nib. And when I go into hand letter July, I used my Tombow Fudenosuke hard tip brush pen, and I did outline it with a Crayola super tip marker, and you will see that I use a lot of different brush pens and markers in this spread. So I've also used my mild blue-green Zebra Mildliner brush pen from the Fluorescent pack. I use a variety of Crayola Super Tip markers in green shades. And I also actually use a Sakura Koi? I think it's Sakura Koi coloring brush pen. And those I have in two colors. It's a lime green color and a medium green. So I'm filling in this leaf, and I thought it looked really realistic with the colors I chose. I really liked how this turned out. And I wanted to have some of the palm fronds kind of behind the larger leaves and some of them in front. So you will see I go in after and add some on top of the leaves. And with this banana leaf in the corner, technically banana leaves are really dark green, but I wanted to give my spread a little bit of difference. I didn't want it to look all the same, so I thought maybe I could try to blend these colors, but as you can see, they did not blend that well. I did check the other page to see if it went through, and it went through a little bit, and you'll see I have a solution for that on the other page. So, and this leaf, I particularly like it because, so I've seen these ones on, I did look at inspiration pictures before I went ahead to do this spread. And these types of leaves just have different colors, but it's all one piece, but it just has like 2 or 3 different green colors mixed in, just like that. It looks exactly like that leaf, I swear. So then I do the same with the other one, but the base color is a lighter green. And I do have to apologize if there's any wobbling of the camera at all. It is because I have my setup that holds my camera attached to my desk. So as I was coloring, I noticed that it wobbled a little bit, so I'm sorry about that. So I just finished coloring in this banana leaf, and I guess this banana leaf actually looks probably a little bit more realistic because they are dark green and they almost have a waxy texture. So as soon as I'm done, you will see I go in and I add some highlights with my Uniball Signo broad white gel pen. I just thought maybe it would give it a little bit of a nice touch. So here I am using one of my Sakura Koi coloring brush pens to add some palm frond leaves on top of the other ones. And I did add different colors just to kind of give it a little bit more visual interest. And as for the word July, I wasn't happy with the way it looked. So I do go in with a Tombow dual brush pen and I kind of right over top of the Tombow Food Nusuke in green. So I believe this is the shade 296 if you're curious. I will list all the colors down below in the description box. And here's where I added my white accent, and I did accent the July as well. And for this next page, it's a little bit of a quote page, and I love the way the word lost, how it turned out. Even the word paradise, I'm in love with this spread. So I used the shades 990 and 992 to give the word lost a little bit of a wood color look. And it looks a little bit more realistic. As you see, I will go in with my Sakura Pigma, my PN plastic nib pen, and I will outline it, and it looks a lot more realistic in a minute. And I don't know what it is, but the word paradise and kind of how I wrote it reminds me of the show I just finished watching. It was Paradise Hotel. I'm not sure if anyone else has watched that show. It's a reality TV show based in, I think it's Mexico. Anyway, you guys should check it out if you haven't seen it. So here I'm just adding a whole bunch of more palm fronds to my spread before I go in with the larger leaves. And I color them in. So again, I'm using the Tombow 296 dual brush pen here just to color in this banana leaf. And I did kind of notice, not even after the fact, but I did choose to go in with different colors just so the pages look similar once they're complete, but they're not exactly the same. So here's yet another banana leaf. And then I don't know what these ones are called, but I just thought they were so cool. My only regret on this leaf is that I did outline it with dark green, and I kind of wish I hadn't. But when I outline it in black, it looks okay. So I kind of thought the first spread needed a little leaf in that one corner. And I like how I made the leaves go over the wooden boards in the word lost. I think that's so cool. So now I'm just adding some finishing touches, and here is where I outline my leaves in my black pen. And I love this fine liner, and I knew that, so currently, if you guys have watched my Plan With Me spreads at all, I'm currently loving my Pilot fine liner. The only problem is it is not steadfast. Like as soon as I draw over it, it doesn't, like it smears everywhere. So I really needed to use my Pigma Microns here, my PN Pigma pens, because they do not go anywhere. I'm just in love with that word lost. It looks so cool. I do go in and give it a drop shadow. And I think it just looks so cool. I can't stop saying cool. What's wrong with me? So I just touched up the word paradise a bit just to make the downstrokes a little bit thicker and just kind of tidy up the edges. And here I go in and do the drop shadow. I love the way this looks. I'm obsessed. So I'm just going to finish outlining the rest of the leaves remaining on the page. And that is my very first spread for the month of July. I am in love with this theme, and I knew I wanted to do a tropical leaf theme for summer this year, but what inspired me was the washi tape that you will see closer to the end of this video. So I also decided to add a little drop shadow to the word July. Next page is my calendar monthly spread. So if you guys have watched my previous bullet journal plan with me's, I always include a calendar spread, and I also include a calendar that is more like a list format. And I do have different purposes for them. So the calendar format, I really like using it for bills, and the list is more for events and things that are happening, where I like to write a description down for them. So I'm drawing the outline of the boxes, and each of these boxes is 6 by 6 little grid dot spaces. But as I was drawing the box, I realized that I didn't want to draw the line and then white it out after, so I just drew in my palm fronds in first and then kind of drew the background in between. And don't ask me how I got these lines so straight. I still have no idea. Remember, this video is it's a little bit faster than normal, so I did take my time with this. It just looks like I'm drawing really, really quickly. So I decided to have the calendar on the left side of the page, just to give it a change from the previous month. I tend to do that every once in a while. So again, I am switching the color of the palm fronds every now and then, just to give it a bit more visual interest. And next, I start to color in this leaf. It just looks like I'm crazily coloring in this leaf, and I feel like I'm going so fast that I should be coloring outside of the lines, but I have to remind myself that it is fast forward mode. So I do use a darker Crayola Super Tip just to give my calendar a drop shadow. Actually, I think this is the same color as the banana leaf. And then I am using my Zebra Mildliner brush pen to write the word July. And I know I haven't done a review on these pens yet, but it is coming, you guys. And I also do have these pens included in a stationery haul that will be posted after this video has already been up, just in case you're wondering. So I decided to give the word July a drop shadow as well. Again, just to give it more visual appeal. Now I am adding some palm fronds at the top of the calendar here. And then I decided to, I was planning on just writing the words of the days of the week, but I decided I'd kind of liked having a black background better, and then using my white gel pen just to write the words on top. So for this step, I believe I am using my Sakura Pigma 1. It's the graphic marker. So the pen nib, I believe it's a 1 millimeter, but it's like a felt tip pen. And it just fills in anything that you want to color dark. It just fills in so much quicker than if you were using a fine liner. And with these ones, you don't have to wait for them to dry. You can just write right over top of them, which is what I'm doing now. So I'm writing the words Sunday through Saturday. And I just think it gives it such a nice appearance, such a clean, neat appearance. And then I go ahead and number the boxes. So there are 31 days in July. Next, I am going to outline this box over on the right hand side of my spread. So this is where I keep any running to do like anything, like basically a task list that spans the entire month where I don't have a specific date to get it done by. I like to keep this list, and then as I get them done, I just cross them off. So here I am decorating the bottom corner of my spread once more. I think I need to find out what these leaves are called. That is actually an interesting thing because for my Doodle a Day page, which you will see shortly, I think the plan is to find as many tropical like plants or leaves as I can. And hopefully there's 31 of them. And each day I will just draw a new leaf. I think that is really cool. And if it happens that there are not 31 tropical varieties of leaves, then I will just also include like normal plants. I haven't actually looked yet. So I'm just adding some more palm fronds in for decoration here. And I am just darkening this one up because I realized I probably should have put it behind, but because the other one was lighter, this worked, so it looked okay. And now I am just outlining my banana leaf in my black PN Sakura Pigma fine liner. So here I am adding my white accent to this leaf because remember they are a waxy leaf, so they do reflect light quite easily. And of course I am adding my YouTube growth tracker. I made the box quite small this month because I found that I was really wasting space and I wanted to maximize my space. I wanted to make sure that I could get the most out of my spread that I possibly could, plus still adding some decoration. So I did decide to do a drop shadow, and then I color that in with a lighter marker. And I also do a drop shadow on the monthly task list box as well. And I think the different shades of green gives it a little something extra as opposed to just using one or two shades. So moving along, now this is my monthly task calendar. So all it is basically I really again I try to utilize as much of the space on the page as I can. So instead of just having a list on the left hand side of the page, I always do a line in the center, and that way I can utilize the left and the right side of the line. So on one side of the line, I put the days, like the numbers of the week, and the other side I put the days. And it's really been working for me, and it gives me lots of room in case does happen to be more than one event on one particular day. And I really like the way I did the titles, so you will see going forward on each of my spreads that I do this, just to give it more visual interest, and then I write the name or the title of the page on top of the palm frond. So I am using two different colors of my Mildliner brush pens here. One is my blue-green from the Fluorescent pack, and the other one is the mild green from the Cool and Refined pack. And this is where I kind of cover up, I don't want to call it a boo-boo, a mistake, but it did bleed through from the other page, so I decided just to kind of give it a little palm frond there, even though normally I wouldn't put something there because I don't want it to cover up any possible events that I have, but I usually write in black anyway, so it won't really matter. And I really like this style of lettering. So it's not technically calligraphy because there are no thick downstrokes, but I just like how spread out it is. I think it looks so cute. And I do highlight every Sunday, which is the beginning of my week. It's how I like to track my weeks. Even though my other planner, my Happy Planner, it does go Monday to Sunday, I still kind of follow along Sunday to Saturday. So now this spread is my dream log. And you guys, I don't know about you. If anyone else keeps a dream log, can you please leave a comment and just maybe don't tell me about your dreams because that's your personal business, but just comment whether or not you have a dream log. I find that the more I write my dreams down, the more I remember each month. And it's kind of cool to look back because my bullet journal is very much a journal as well as more of a planner. And my style has changed a lot. And when I say a lot, I mean a lot. I've kind of gone back to basics. I've changed my style for my dailies. And I'm hoping that I can show you guys in my next plan with me in my Happy Planner. It might be a longer video because I want to add my bullet journal in with my Happy Planner, but we shall see how it goes. So now this spread, again, I'm adding my palm frond as the background for the title. And I really like how it looks when I outline, but this one I decided to do it in black because it is the doodle a day. And my idea behind the doodle a day, I choose not to have any other kind of decorations on that page because the whole entire page inside that black outline is going to be filled with different doodles. So basically every day I take, in this case, it will be a different type of leaf, and then I just stack them on one on top of another. And in the end, it looks really cool. And I do post the finished product on Instagram if you're interested. So please check that out. I know that I posted for May, I believe it was different types of flowers. And June, which we're still finishing up, is all different types of anything that flies. Okay, so this spread is my habit tracker and my mood tracker. And I did this for June, where instead of having individual trackers for each different thing I want to track, I decided to go back to a graph style, just kind of bring it back to the basics again. I was getting tired of drawing out all the little boxes and lettering all of them and numbering them. And I'm overkill. I had to add each of the numbers to each of the boxes. So it would have been like 1 to 31 times 6 or 9 or however many boxes I had. So I thought not only is it easier graph style, but the way that I'm trying to do it now is a little bit more simplistic. I want it to look clean and neat and simple, but at the same time, also practical, where I can still track everything. The only problem with this spread is I do use little icons, and for the month of June, I'm still getting used to what each of them means. So I'll read them in order. So it's reading, drawing, posting to Instagram, cleaning, checking the mail, checking my inbox for my email, posting to YouTube, filming, editing, drinking water, taking my vitamins, flossing, and watering my flowers. So I realized after I created this spread that the only thing I left out that I still wanted to track was also taking my inhaler. And I'm kind of reluctant to take it because I'm not sure if you guys have heard any of my videos, and I do try to edit it out, but I do clear my throat a lot, like I have a frog in my throat, and I think it comes down to my inhaler that I take for my asthma. But my doctor said that if I don't start taking it every day, it's never going to get better. So I've taken to tracking it every day just to make sure that I take it. How pathetic is that? But it needs to be done. So then the mood tracker is the bottom, and I just have all different types of moods. So the bottom is really angry, and it goes all the way up to happy and then silly. I like to add silly on there even though I haven't used it for the month of June, but you never know. So the next spread now is my video ideas page. And I have so many ideas, you guys, that this page gets filled up very, very quickly. And I know that the visual aesthetic of a bullet journal, especially creating it for you guys on my channel, it's more of a creation now than it is. I don't want to say it's practical because, of course, my bullet journal is practical. That is the main purpose of it for me. But I don't want to say that now that I've created this spread, if I run out of room, I'm not going to have more room to write. So what I've decided is I'm going to use it the way Ryder Carroll meant for the bullet journal system to initially work. That if I run out of room, the next available page, I write video ideas and I start a new page. And that's how I've been rolling lately. Just because I like that method. It makes sense to me. And I want to use it more as a journaling system rather than just showcasing my artwork. Of course, it's for that too. And I think I'm actually really proud of myself because June I decided to keep my bullet journal very simple with kites. And if you haven't seen that video, I will link it for you right now. And I remember my May spread was very, very busy, and it took forever because I did the cover page in pencil crayon, and I don't think I'll ever do that for another bullet journal spread again. If you are interested, I will link my May bullet journal for you as well. And now here is my weekly spread. So I wanted to kind of have an in-between between what I used to do, which was make dedicated weekly spreads, and it was kind of like a small daily, but now I've also been doing full page dailies, just giving myself a lot of white space and room to write and to doodle in the margins. And at the same time, I didn't want it to just be a whole bunch of lines and lists on one page, which is kind of what it's become over the last month or two. So I did add a lot of doodles. I added a lot of art to this page, and it's visually pleasing as well as practical for me. So I am very happy with how this turned out. So I'm not exactly sure if I love this part. So I decided to add the week, and I just said week June 30th to July 6th. But I decided to have the black background, kind of what I've been doing in the last couple of pages. And I think I made the right side too short, as you will see shortly. And the idea behind the event, I did do a palm frond on the background of each of the little event boxes I have. But again, I write everything in black anyway, so I figured that won't really hinder my writing. So here I am just making little lines. I haven't really been doing boxes lately. I've been liking the openness and tidiness of just lines. So I am writing the days, the number of the days of the week in white gel pen over top the black. And I think I'm really going to keep, I might change my next week up. I might make it look a bit different, but I'm really enjoying the black and the white. I think it adds a little bit, I don't know, something, je ne sais quoi, don't know what, but it just adds something really nice with the green. So here's some more fancy leaves for y'all. Some banana leaves and palm fronds, and then whatever this leaf is. I think I really need to find out what this is called because it's going to bug me now. So I decided to add a background for the weekly task list. And this again is just a running task list that if there's something to do that I don't really have a spot for it, this is where it goes. So for instance, like fixing my dog, one of my dog's beds, I don't really have a specific day for it. But if there is like an event, like a doctor's appointment or like date night or something like that, I would put it under the event boxes. And I still have my meal plan on the right page. The only thing I decided to kind of do away with this time was my weather because I was charting the weather. I do it in my regular journal anyway, which is really overkill, I know, but I'm obsessed with weather. And I decided to just add it to each page as the days progress because here in Alberta, the weather changes so drastically that it doesn't even pay to write it in advance. And I still will do it in my happy planner when I plan every Sunday, but I just figured on this page, I want to save some space. I want it to be practical and it just didn't seem to be working anymore. So here I am just outlining my leaves with my black Secura Pigma fine liner. And I think I forgot to give them middle stems. So I do add some more background palm fronds behind these leaves just to give it again more visual interest and to fill up the white space at the bottom of the page. So this is my washi tape collection. This is what inspired me. And this page will not be filled out right now. I will fill it out on the Sunday. But this is kind of what I've been doing. I decorate, this is my only decoration, and I've been loving it. And this entire month, I'm going to stick to these colors. That is it. It is going to be a very green month. So now we will do a flip through of the entire spread. And I do bypass two of my spreads. So it's my weight tracker and my expense tracker, just because I choose not to show that. However, on Instagram, I will post my expense tracker, I think. All right, you guys, so that is the end of my July plan with me. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Hit the like button down below and click the bell button also to be notified the next time I post a video. Thank you. Have a great day.